Today we are at the newly completed Birch Creek Bridge in Oak Glen. This project demonstrates the county commitment to disaster preparedness and disaster response. When Tropical Storm Hillary came through, it completely inundated this creek and destroyed the bridge.
The prior bridge crossing was a smaller 12x6 box culvert, which was heavily damaged by large boulders that came down the burn scar area. Our engineering department put together a quick project to replace the destroyed structure with two 10x10 precast boxes.
I'm extremely proud of our crews and our engineering teams for finding an innovative solution to replacing and repairing this bridge.
These two precast boxes tremendously improved the ability of water and debris to flow underneath the roadway. The project started in mid-September, and we're standing here now on the brand new bridge, which has been opened prior to Thanksgiving.
So often county projects get held up during design, or because of environmental concerns or material lead time. And this project, we were able to complete it in record time.
We have been cleaning channels and installing mitigation measures like K-Rail in preparation for the upcoming winter season. We have cameras in place to monitor the area remotely and have pre-positioned barricades and equipment to close down roads quickly and begin the cleanup process as soon as the storm is over.
With the reopening of this road, visitors and residents now have full access to their homes and local businesses.
Do you own a property in San Bernardino County? You may be owed a property tax refund. To find out if you have a refund, please visit the ATC website at sbcountyatc.gov. On the left side of the website, click Unclaimed Tax Refund Search. You can search for an unclaimed property tax refund by parcel number or street address. For example, if your address is 123 Palm Street, only enter 123 Palm in the search bar. There is no need to enter street, avenue, lane, or any other portion of your address. If you have an unclaimed refund, the bill number, parcel number, situs address, refund amount, and a link to the form will appear on screen. If you don't have a refund, you'll be notified of that as well. To request a claim form, click Form on the left-hand side of the screen, and the refund information will show on the next screen. If the mailing address is correct, click Yes and enter your name, email address, and phone number. If the mailing address is not correct, click No and complete the form, including where you want the form to be mailed. Your request will be processed in the order it was received, and the appropriate claim form will be mailed to the address provided. If you have any questions, please call 909 382 3090.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid being made in somebody's garage or their home, not controlled. It's 50 times more powerful than heroin and 100 times more powerful than morphine.
Stop the Void is a California nonprofit corporation dedicated to educating and raising awareness in our communities about the scourge of fentanyl. We started this organization because I lost my own son, Daniel Huerta, who was only 16 and a half years old when he passed away due to fentanyl poisoning. Due to the stigma of addiction and overdose, most parents feel that this could never happen to them. And I'm truly sorry, but it can.
San Bernardino County started with the Fentanyl Doesn't Care, But We Do campaign. Fentanyl doesn't care if you're a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a coworker, a friend. It just doesn't care. But we do in the county of San Bernardino, and that's why we created this campaign to bring awareness to the community.
San Bernardino County and Stop the Void have partnered together. Come to San Bernardino County website, Department of Behavioral Health, look at all the resources that they have, and make sure that you speak to your children. Numbers just came out for 2022, and it's north of 109,800 drug deaths in the United States. Roughly 77% of all of those drug deaths were due to fentanyl. This is why this message and this campaign is so, so important. If you think that it can't happen to you, think twice.
San Bernardino County's Land Use Services has now made it even easier for you to schedule your on-site, virtual, and self-inspections. It's called Easy Inspect, and it's a new mobile app available on the App Store and Google Play. Built with both contractors and homeowners in mind, Easy Inspect is an easy-to-use tool for viewing all of your eligible inspections right from your phone. You can schedule one or multiple inspections at your fingertips. For any additional help using Easy Inspect, visit easyinspect.sbcounty.gov or call 800-637-6655.
As we look at this monument, may we reflect on the memories and lessons of each very precious life, because it is this, our shared story, with all its pain and tragedy, that binds us together as a diverse community of people around our county today, and even with those around our world. May this curtain of courage represent to you that we choose to join you in honoring the lives of your loved ones, our loved ones, and we'll never forget them.
December 2nd, 2015 was an unimaginable day for all of us. 14 people we loved were taken away from us on that day. Our employees were spiritually and physically wounded. It changed us all forever. Following the attack, the Board of Supervisors formed a memorial committee made up of family members, survivors, first responders, and county staff so we could build something that would stand forever as a testament to our commitment never to forget.
The Curtain of Courage is a place for us, one of mourning, but also we want it to be a celebration of life, akin to a small set of chapels, each signifying an individual loss, but creating a place that marks this day and time.
And today, we're here to honor the memories of those that succumbed during that day, but also to honor those that are with us today and their families that move forward. To be able to see this curtain of courage gives us all in San Bernardino County, the state and the nation, the courage to move forward.
In 2018, almost 3 years after the attack, the San Bernardino County December 2nd Legacy Report was published. It was intended to be a publicly available resource for communities and organizations that must respond and recover from similar situations. Already, that report is helping other families and other communities learn from your experience.
The way you sort your trash may be changing. Did you know organic waste that ends up in California's landfills makes up 20% of the state's methane gas emissions? Organic waste includes items such as food waste, like leftovers, bones, shells, peels, and pits. Food-soiled paper products such as paper towels, napkins, and pizza boxes. And yard waste such as grass clippings, leaves, and twigs. That's why jurisdictions throughout California, including the unincorporated areas of San Bernardino County, are now required to implement Senate Bill 1383, the new statewide plan to reduce methane gas emissions. If you live or work in an unincorporated area of San Bernardino County, you may be required to subscribe to waste, recycling, and organic recycling services in 2023. The county is dedicated to keeping residents and businesses of the unincorporated areas informed about this new state law and how it affects our communities before any changes take place.
Code enforcement's mission is to ensure compliance with county codes and state laws, to create safe, attractive communities that improve the quality of life of residents.
County Code Enforcement has several special programs: illegal dumping, community cleanup, graffiti abatement, fire hazard abatement, off-highway vehicle enforcement, cannabis enforcement, and of course our traditional code enforcement program.
Code enforcement benefits residents through our goal of leaving people better than we found them, by leaving them safer because we have addressed unpermitted construction that could affect the occupants, or by improving blighted conditions that affect not only the occupants, but the community.
My role in code enforcement is to ensure that residents of San Bernardino County are following the rules and the ordinances, talking with the public more one-on-one, helping them learn the ordinances, but also talking to them as though we're neighbors, because we need to make sure that San Bernardino County is a good place to live, a good place to work, and be a beautiful place for the residents.
Our code enforcement team continues to grow. We're working on some initiatives that are going to expand services and create new programs that'll help our county residents.
I'm very pleased with them always. I've dealt with them for a good 30 years now. There's reasons for the code enforcement, and we want our city safe, and you can see when you don't have the codes what you get.
I became homeless back in 2008. I lost my sister. Then I lost my mom. I went under depression. I was really sick. I couldn't walk.
Sarah, we met in late 2019. She was living in front of businesses along the street. And we gave her some information and linked her with a post team and inroads for temporary transitional housing motel assistance.
So I think it's important collaborating with all the departments involved, because sometimes there's a situation where we'll have to gather together and just think outside the box how we could help that person out.
Inroads stands for Innovative Remote On-Site Assistance Delivery Service. From the time that I just recently had met her on the streets to today, she's so much happier, healthier, and is working towards getting her own apartment now.
We go to where the client is and taking the resources directly to them, and it helps build that bridge for success.
I don't want to be homeless anymore, and I thank the county staff and team that helped me through this. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
ARMC just received Level 1 Trauma Center verification by the American College of Surgeons.
It means that all of these services at the hospital are able to work together in a timely fashion to take a patient from the doorway to the definitive care place. We were Level 2 prior to this. By achieving Level 1 status, we've become a center that doesn't have to transfer any patients out to provide life-saving care.
It is well known as the county hospital that serves the Inland Empire region with high-quality medical care, but also a great place to train future physicians and future nurses.
We developed a program, actually just a partnership with our local hospitals to go out and teach them about trauma. It's a phone call, and then we'll set a classroom for their physicians and ER nurses, and we're more than happy to go and provide this education, because our goal is to provide optimal care for all of our patients, not only in our hospital, but in the outside hospitals as well.
So I think having education in addition to being able to deliver high quality care, that's what I think makes this hospital a very special place.
San Bernardino County has always been the biggest, and once again, we're the best. Under the Board of Supervisors' visionary leadership, we earned an incredible 160 achievement awards from the National Association of Counties in 2023, winning more than any other county for the second year in a row. There are more than 3,000 counties in the United States, and San Bernardino County continues to stand above them all in terms of accolades for innovation, efficiency, and public service. This year, we were honored for streamlining staff training for our homeless point-in-time count, hosting 32 animal adoption events leading to more than 1,600 pet adoptions, making building inspections easier, keeping residents well-informed and safe following the El Dorado flood, teaching children the importance of good oral health, providing reentry support to vulnerable clients following incarceration, enabling local job seekers to succeed in their careers, increasing access to healthy foods for county residents, unveiling our Curtain of Courage Memorial. And this is just a sample of the 160 national awards that San Bernardino County earned for the services we provide to our residents and visitors. Thank you to our county employees for making this recognition possible.
Hi, my name is Angel. I am an enrichment specialist here at the San Bernardino County, specifically at the War Animal Shelter. For the whole day, I get to spend time and walk them, feed them, and play with them, and just improve their quality of life. I do enjoy being around animals. I grew up with them. I have had dogs my whole life, and cats as well. First thing I do, I normally just clean the play yard or the catering room for the cats and dogs. And then I'll check my list to see what dogs are available to do enrichments. From there, I'm just taking one by one throughout the 10 hours that I work here. And I just spend time with them, feed them, play with them, walk them. But since right now it's summer, it's very hot, so we just play in the play yard and we're at the pool out there. What I like is that I meet new pets every day. I bond with them, make them adoptable, find them a new home. Especially when it comes to aggressive or shy dogs. They typically change when we provide these enrichments for them. Once they do get adopted, that's the best feeling. When you make a difference, such as changing their personality, they're gonna be adopted one day just because they're a happy animal. What makes me happy being working with this staff is that our main goal is to get these animals adopted. If you just love being around animals, this is the perfect job for you as well.
I personally always play ball with Levi. Cody always plays ball with Nolan. And then we have Sonia, who is upset if she doesn't get two buddies. There will be special requests on the field, like, no, you're my buddy, and then sometimes they get in arguments. And Miracle League is a baseball league for people with special needs. Our role is to go down there and be their buddy. Whatever they need, help getting around the bases because they're in a wheelchair, assistance hitting the ball, throwing the ball. It's our job to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Everybody there is just having a good time. Both teams are rooting for each other. There's really no competition. There's no outs. Everybody's just there to have fun. It's just a really neat program to be a part of. 6 o'clock is game time. They'll do a national anthem. We buddy up with our players. Sometimes you have no choice in the matter. They come up to you and you are my buddy.
You want to be my
Absolutely.
buddy? Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're with them the whole time. So he hits the ball, you're running with him to the first, second, third. It's all about getting out into the community that we serve. We will run into some of the players at the grocery store, on medical aids. They'll instantly, we'll recognize each other and talk about, when the next season is coming out. A lot of our players obviously have some medical issues, and we've gone to their houses on medical aids to already have the relationship. You know, we already know each other. The parents already know us. It is a lot different than just going into someone's house that you don't know.
I grew up in this area, and there were not programs that made kids with disabilities feel normal. So this is like a normal thing. This is baseball. We started in May of 2013. Fire and EMS and police guys are heroes. For our players to have the fire department come out and help them and be their best friend for a night, that's huge. It's awesome.
It's so beautiful being able to see like the parents come together and being able to
Good morning, everyone. I would like to call our meeting to order. I'd also like to acknowledge our High Desert and Joshua Tree video conferencing sites. Thank you all for joining us. This morning, it is my pleasure to introduce our elder this morning giving the invocation. Elder Emery B. James Jr. was called to the ministry in 2011 and has served under the leadership of his father, Bishop Emery B. James Sr., the founder and senior pastor of Ephesians New Testament Church for the last 13 years. He and his wife, Krista James, who I am very blessed to work with in my role at SB Sarah, have 3 children together, and we thank you very much for being here, Elder James.
Thank you, Board. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity once again as your people and as your county to make wonderful decisions that be the betterment for the overall quality of life for your citizens. We thank you for this beautiful county board of supervisors you have given charge to lead and guide your constituents. Lord, we ask now that you allow every word and every thought and every decision that it comes directly from you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. And now we will conduct the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now move on to our memorial adjournments. Vice Chair Cook.
Yes. Today, I'd like to adjourn in memory for James Busby. James was the former mayor of Victorville, California. He passed away on 23rd of June. A veteran of the United States Navy, first elected to the city council in Victorville in 1988, where he served as mayor for 3 terms. James will be remembered as a trailblazer for African-American public servants in the High Desert and San Bernardino County. Leaves behind his beloved wife of 39 years, Frances Busby. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Hagman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have 2 today. First is Jason Fan, who was 14 and lived in Ontario. He's an incoming freshman at Chino High School and would be playing for the football team for the 2024 season. According to the Chino High principal, John Miller, Jason was an outstanding student, compassionate friend, and fierce athlete. Jason Fan is survived by his parents and siblings. Our thoughts and prayers with his family and friends. Also, Richard Arthur Farlow from Ontario, who served the United States Army. He was born August 27, 1957, and died November 3rd, 2023. According to the Department of Veteran Affairs, he is one of the many unclaimed deceased veterans who remains our escort to Riverside National Cemetery for burial. His service will take place on July 10th, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Baca. No. Supervisor Armendariz. All right, and I am incredibly saddened to share the devastating passing of Christina Mann. She was the daughter of Grant Mann, who is a member of our county family. Christina resided in Yucaipa and was part of the Yucaipa High School graduating class years ago, and she has held many titles in her time cycling at Yucaipa High School, such as being the first girl to earn the varsity letter in mountain biking. Christina was a remarkable woman who will be greatly missed, and my heart goes out to the entire family during this difficult time. Thank you. Next, we have no presentations this morning, so we will move on to reports from County Council. Tom.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are no reportable items from closed session.
And CEO reports. Luther.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Nothing to report this morning.
Very well. Individual board comments. Vice Chair Cook.
I have nothing.
Supervisor Hagman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I want to give a shout out to Ontario International Airport, who received 2 FAB awards for food and beverage excellence. The annual FAB conference is the premier international gathering of airport food, beverage, and hospitality leaders. Ontario hosted this year's international conference, which took place at Ontario Convention Center. Winners were announced in 19 categories. Ontario took regional first place honors in the category of Best Airport Bar and Pub of the Year among airports, which is important when you go flying. You need that bar and pub. And among the airports of Americas and Caribbean, and earned international highly recommended recognition in the category of Customer and Hospitality Innovation of the Year. We attended many district events the last couple weeks. We attended the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce Roundtable Discussion on Innovative Business. Also, we had our SCAG retreat, which is laying out the next framework for the next year and our goals. We attended the San Bernardino County Staff Appreciation Picnic. It was very well attended. I want to congratulate all our park staff and executive staff on that great celebration to celebrate our county family. And we also attended several fireworks spectacular, and we received a check from Congressman Norma Torres for Prado Park on 6/28. And the last announcement is I'm proud to announce we have a new 9-day-old grandbaby named John Bow. So congratulations, bringing Bo on for my daughter and son-in-law. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Supervisor Baca.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Just, first of all, I want to highlight some of the good work that our staff has done. Just recently at Pacific High School, which is in the flood channel area, our flood channel department and Public Works really cleared that area out, and that was very important because all the homeless that were congregating in that area, and I appreciate staff and our Office of Homeless Services addressing that issue. I just want to say congratulations to the team and their good work for getting the Glen Helen Entry Monument completed. It was a great-looking monument. Appreciate the good work of staff and all the good things that they're doing. I also had the opportunity to attend a few events over the last few weeks. The first one was the CFS Senior Celebration Class of 2024. This one's very significant because this is a celebration that our CFS department does to recognize our foster youth and those that are probationers that graduated from high school. And it's really a big task for these students and for them to overcome all the challenges that they did. I thought that was very, very important. Also went to the employee picnic along with my colleague, Supervisor Hagman. It's good to see all the staff out there having a good time and really enjoying their time there at Glen Helen Regional Park. And also attended the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Exceptional Service Award ceremony. It's good to see all the great work that our law enforcement agencies throughout the county do and how they're being recognized for their valor and hard work. And I just want to highlight a few items from the board agenda. Item 16, this is to have license plate recognition systems placed in our unincorporated communities. This is actually unprecedented. Many of our cities have the flock system. So what this will allow the Muscoy community, Arrowhead Farms community, and Rosina Ranch community are going to get license plate readers. They can also share information with our other law enforcement agencies that use the flock system. I think this is important to deter crime in these communities. This is a pilot program, and this is something that I'll be looking to do in some of our other unincorporated communities. Also, item 38, I'm going to have sidewalks in the Arrowhead Farms community, which is great. Our unincorporated community near Cajon High School. This would be important for students attending Newmark, but also those that attend Cajon High School. And the last one, it's a really big project, which actually has a big impact on Glen Helen Regional Park, especially for our concerts. It will help the DeVore community and also the Glen Helen community. But it's the Cajon Bridge, which is the Glen Helen Parkway Bridge, which is a huge project, a huge undertaking. I really want to thank staff for making this a priority to make sure that we get this project done. This was a bridge that was unfinished, and this bridge will now be finished within the next couple years. It's going to help relieve traffic congestion in the community. It will also help the San Bernardino community, and those are great things that are going on. The other thing is just, Jan Winhausen is a resident of Arrowhead Farms. She's very involved with the Arrowhead Farms Neighborhood Association. She's actually going to be retiring. I just wanted to publicly thank her for her service and all the great work she's done in the Arrowhead Farms community. And God bless her and thank her for her good work. And just the last thing, just want to wish our firefighters well. I know that they've been responding to a lot of calls. Just want to thank them for their good work. Most importantly, they stay safe, and hopefully their mental health stays strong. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Supervisor Armendariz.
Thank you, Chair Rao. Just want to take a moment to do another congratulations to our County Fires Tower 18, who graduated, was able to sit alongside my Baca and Chair Rao in their ceremony. I'm proud to see how we have so many dedicated and prepared men and women who will be out in our communities and serving our people as first responders. So once again, just say congratulations to them. The letter just give some people some insight on the events that we went to. We went to the celebrations in Fontana, Rancho Cucamonga, and Upland this year. Fontana had their celebration on June 29th. And a great day to fellowship with all constituents in the community. Also, something that was close and dear to my heart and has come to fruition is the path, the ribbon cutting, which the path is Fontana's homeless shelter that we funded $5 million towards. Want to thank the County of San Bernardino staff and the City of Fontana staff for the great collaboration they had in making this a priority to reduce homelessness. They have 30 beds already occupied, so out of 120, they have 30, and just to see it grow and seeing how we're going to be helping people get off the street brings just a good feeling to my heart. Comment on item 19. I want to thank the district attorneys District Attorney Jason Anderson and his team for extending the one-year contract with the City of Fontana to provide services through placement on site for a wide variety of victim service, witness and crime advocacy, crisis intervention, emergency funeral burial assistance, etc. And item 68, the community CAT program that allows residents to trap, spade, and neuter in our unincorporated areas. I think this is a great move forward for us to help with the feral cats we have in neighborhoods. I'd like to see how I can work with the cities in my district to see how we can expand that because there is a real issue with that. And I know that the trap, spade, and neuter return is probably one of the most humane ways of allowing these cats to live their life out, but also control the population. And that is all.
Thank you, thank you. County Fire, thank you very much for your service over the 4th of July and always. I know we had some fires in San Bernardino recently also. It's very hot out there. We appreciate you keeping our residents as safe as you can, and it's an awful lot of work, so we appreciate you. And to our county parks and county sheriff. Wow, when something goes viral on TikTok, who knew, right? So for those of you who don't know, over the 4th of July, TikTok decided to advertise Yucaipa Regional Park. And it was quite the place to be that then necessitated county sheriff to show up and our county parks team to respond to the overabundance of visitors that we had wanting to get into Yucaipa Park. So I appreciate everybody working overtime on that holiday. It was a Herculean effort to try to keep people in line and happy in 100+ degrees, trying to get them into the park. I also would like to highlight that our Big Bear and DeVore animal shelters are having a free adoption event running through the month of July. All pets come spayed or neutered, microchipped, and receive most of their vaccines. And if you're looking to welcome a pet into your home, please consider adopting from one of our shelters. And with that, we'll move on to our agenda. Lena, do we have any revisions or additions to today's agenda?
Good morning, Madam Chair. Yes, today we have one change for our agenda. Item number 48 on the consent calendar is being taken off calendar. And those are all the changes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we move on to our conflict of interest disclosures regarding any item on today's agenda. Do we have any board members wishing to disclose a conflict? All right, I'm going to declare a conflict and abstain on number 5. My donation was $2,000 from Don Brewer to my campaign that was made on March 1st of 2024. And with that, our consent calendar consists of items 2 through 68 today. I have one request to speak from Jane Hunt-Rubel. Good morning, Jane.
Yeah, good morning. I usually don't speak on these items. But anyway, one that caught my attention, because I live right down the road from it, is number 60, acting as the government, retroactively effective July 1st, including a non-standard term to revenue agreement for Live Nation Worldwide, Inc. I have problems with, I remember a few years ago, because I live in Muscoy, I was wondering, where the hell are these loud booms coming from? And I was under my understanding, they set off fireworks up there, and it really kind of upsets me because that whole area is fire, high fire risk area. And I'm hoping that they don't, this is included, I haven't read the plan that they have, but for our protection, they shouldn't include fireworks in any of their shows because it's at risk, especially now, but because we can get it downwind from them. And I really hope that they do something about if the contract comes between it, that they say no to no fireworks at their shows. You don't need fireworks at a concert, plus you're endangering the public and the people surrounding that live up in that area. So I really hope they have that in their, their agreement, because I didn't get a chance to read the agreement, but it'd be so much nicer to have concerts, without fireworks, because we see them and we get affected by them downwind. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Do I have any board members wishing to pull an item today?
Move the item.
I have a motion from Supervisor Baca, a second from Supervisor Hagman. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And my abstention on number 5.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, the consent calendar is approved with your noted abstention on number 5.
Thank you. Our discussion item today, we're going to start with item number 69. And that is various actions pertaining to increasing property-related service charges for CSA 70, Zone R21, Mountain View, being presented this morning by David Dublé on behalf of Noel Castillo. Good morning, David.
Good morning. Good morning, Chair, Board of Supervisors. David Dublé, Assistant Director for Department of Public Works, Special Districts. This item is for the mail ballot election for CSA 70, R21, Mountain View Boulevard. The Department of Public Works Special Districts received requests from property owners to increase service levels in Zone R21. However, the current revenue of $90 per parcel for 24 parcels is insufficient to meet this request for increased road maintenance and snow plowing services. What we have here is a map of the district. You can see the 24 parcels outlined on Mountain View Road. In November of last year, Special Districts held a town hall meeting with the residents to discuss the district finances and service levels. The property owners were interested in bringing the road to county standards by pulverizing and repaving the road at an estimated cost of $160,844. This will result in an annual loan payment of $804.62 per parcel over a 10-year period. O&M costs to residents would fall off once the road was accepted into the County Maintained Road System, or CMRS. This slide here is an overview of R21 and the associated roads around it. As you can see, several roads are in the County Maintained Road System in yellow. Therefore, if the road was brought up to county standards, it would make it feasible to be brought into the County Maintained Road System for maintenance. The certified election was held on May 13th with 14 votes received, 10 votes in favor, 4 votes against, for a 71.4 majority in favor. The vote passes to fund the paving project. Once the CIP is completed, we will return with a board item to add the road to CMRS and have Public Works perform the maintenance. That ends my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions of David at this time? All right, I do not have any requests to speak, so I'll entertain a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Excuse me. With that, item number 69 passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Let's see here. Our next agenda item is number 70. And it is the introduction of the ordinance proposing to place an increase in our uniform transient occupancy tax on the ballot for November 5th, 2024. The election being presented by Luther.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. So next slide, please. The item before the board this morning is to consider a proposed ordinance relating to a general tax measure that would increase the Uniform Transient Occupancy Tax, or the TOT, to 11% from its current level of 7%. This would go on the ballot if the board approves this. This would go on the board on the ballot November 5th of this year. And this would only apply to the unincorporated areas of the county. Next slide, please. So some quick background. So the last time we amended the county code section related to TOT was in 2002. And a quick recap, TOT is paid by individuals who stay in hotels, inns, short-term rentals, and other lodgings for short-term periods of time of less than 30 days. As you can see from this table here, there are surrounding counties and their TOT rates are listed. San Bernardino is by far the lowest. And so the action that's being recommended here today would put this in front of the voters to ask them to vote to bring it up to kind of the median of our surrounding counties. And just to note that the revenue from transient occupancy taxes, I don't know why I can't talk, is placed in the county's general fund for use at the discretion of the board for various general services. Next slide, please. So the actual ballot language that is being recommended here reads, shall the measure to provide funding for San Bernardino County infrastructure and services, increasing the transient occupancy tax paid by occupants of hotels, vacation rentals to 11%, providing approximately an additional $9,400,000 annually for general government use until ended by voters, with these funds continuing to be audited as part of the county's external independent annual audit, and providing that all funds be locally controlled, be adopted. So this is the language that we're proposing that, should the board approve this, would be placed on the November 5th general election ballot. Next slide, please. And just noting some of the potential uses of this additional transient occupancy tax. Again, as noted, it's placed into the general fund and is allocated at the board's discretion. So it can be used for all sorts of things, such as infrastructure improvements like streets and sidewalks, for parks, buildings, public spaces, and maintenance of those, or increasing spending on public safety. All of these are options, and it's really at the board's discretion. And it may be that we look at using some of this TOT revenue to prioritize programs and projects in communities where the TOT is generated, though again, that is a board decision in the future. This is not a requirement of this tax, should it be voted on by the voters. And final slide, I believe this is the last slide here. So if it was, as mentioned, if it was to increase from 7% to 11%, we estimate approximately 9.4 million additional funds brought into the general fund. The ballot measure would also do some cleanup in the county code, given that this hasn't been modified since 2002. There's some modernization that would need to occur to the county code. And then it would be voted on by all county voters. However, the TOT increase would only be applicable to the county's unincorporated areas. And there would be, should the board adopt this today, it would be brought back on the 23rd for final adoption. So that completes my report, and I'm available for questions.
Supervisor Hagman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Luther, from my understanding, I know a lot of the cities within San Bernardino County already have raised this, and we're bringing up to that average level for the different cities.
Yes, we are low. At 7%, we're low both among counties but also cities. And
so it doesn't affect the city's TOT tax, only the unincorporated area, but most of our cities have already raised theirs to that level or more even.
Yeah, the majority of just most cities are between 10 and 12% currently.
Great, I'll move the item.
Thank you for the motion.
Yeah, just a comment. No, I appreciate staff bringing this. I see that it wasn't raised since 2002, and hopefully the public understands that we're just trying to get up to speed or up to par with our cities and surrounding counties. And if this does pass in November, at some point in time, I'd like to see a spending plan brought back to the board so we can give direction on how this potential $9+ million could be allocated throughout the county.
Absolutely.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. And can I just ask for clarification? Why do we have, if it doesn't impact our unincorporated cities, then why are they voting on it?
Yeah, that is a good question. So we looked into that and what the voter base would be, because this is just the way that the requirements of transient occupancy tax and this sort of tax measure works for a county. We are not able to specify that it is just in the unincorporated areas, because as the board serves the entirety of the county, including the incorporated areas, the voting base for the entirety of the county actually is the one to vote on this increase in tax, being that these funds theoretically could be expended anywhere within the county in incorporated areas as well. So that's a requirement of this, and thus we are looking at the entirety of the county to vote.
Very good. I have a motion and a second. I do not believe I have any requests to speak on this item. Any other questions for staff? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, the item passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. With that, we will move on to public comment for items that are not on today's agenda. I have several requests to speak. We're going to start with Garth Pazant, followed by Jane Hunt-Rubel.
Thank you before the Honorable Board of Supervisors. Public Health Director Joshua Dugas has done it again. Apple Valley's drive to have taxpayers to protect San Bernardino County animals and cats. Move the animals to the deep forest. Do not have the taxpayers pay to make the animals and cats Apple Valley's pets. The ecosystem will take care of the animals and cats. I am a lay aristocrat. I just witnessed the county euthanizing a behemoth and a fly. I am flabbergasted. The county must cage these animals and send them to my house as pets, and I want the taxpayers to shoulder the expense. It is alleged that retired Sheriff John McMahon has committed treason. This allegation involves a cover-up of Mr. McMahon has taken a consolidated payoff to sell our Social Security to China. The takeover was reported to the San Bernardino County Sheriff Department and the San Bernardino City Police Department. Information was given to an unknown civilian in that Mr. McMahon has breached the California law enforcement telecommunication system to bring this conspiracy to a success. Former Watch Commander Officer Kloss is alleged to be involved in the conspiracy. How to bypass administrative remedies. California and federal law says report your dilemma to any staff member and he must whistleblow. If not, you may file a lawsuit on the department and the state and federal government. The house Negroid. He earns his way into your house. She cooks, cleans, and does the accounting in your house. The house Negroid raises your baby to a grown child. The house Negroid drives your car to the marketplace. He knows everything about you. All of a sudden, everything you own is gone. Guess who ran away with your assets? The house Negroid. Imagine the house Negroid in your administration. True, on the flip side, reparations. Because of 400 years of sweat, the Black Americans' 40 acres and a mule must amount to the containment of North America, including the United States. If he is not awarded this claim, he will inherit it.
Thank you. Jane Hunt-Rubel, who will be followed by Teresa Radsick.
Good morning again, board members. I'm here to talk first of all about the condition of between Ogden and First Avenue that I complained about a few months ago. It's getting worse. I know the county's been there and county fire and everything, but that whole block is just really disgusting. There's more and more, I don't know, it just looks really bad. So I'm hoping that I've seen people that are dealing with it, like the county or whether, but I'm just wondering, when is this all going to be cleaned up? Because it's really an eyesore, especially when it's the opening to your community, and it's along Route 66. So I was just hoping that they'll speed up the process because it's getting worse there. Like homeless people in trailers or whatever are lining the side of the roads now, and all sorts of garbage, and it's like an accident, a fire waiting to happen. And anyway, another thing I'm going to talk about, I always go away on the 4th of July because I can't stand my neighborhood, and I have been doing that for 21 years. And but it's been kind of nice this year, not on the 4th because I left, and they said, good thing you left because it was like Bomb City. But I know recently, it's all year round for the past few years, but towards the 4th, it was kind of quiet. I only heard 1 or 2 go off. And I never phone them in anymore because I don't know where they're coming from. And they've been setting it up, ironically, before it gets dark. So I have no idea where they're coming from, so I don't bother phoning in. But I'd like to get back to doing that. And I'd like to see them set up some kind of, on a post or something, there must be some technology available that actually can tell where a firework or an M80 or M100 bombs are going off. So, because it's really a problem when you don't know where the address is, and I try to phone the sheriff department or the, county fire, and I tell them, well, it's in approximately the vicinity of between 1st and 2nd Avenue on June. And, it'd be better if there must be some kind of technology out there so that people can actually cite them for it. I know they have it in LA County for gunshots but it would be so nice because it's really hard on us to now find out the exact address of where they're coming from. And it seems like it's a low priority, but this has got to end because it's all year round. And there's so many fires going on now. It's just irresponsible. I heard 2 this morning go off about 6 in the morning, probably M80s. I'd love to get rid of those things.
That's time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Teresa Radzik, who will be followed by Margaret Cashin.
Someone recently said that we are not counting votes, we're just counting ballots. Last summer, over 18 counties in New California completed a hand count paper ballot demo vote. It was completed in 1 day with same-day results and a cost of less than $1 per ballot. Many states and counties are refusing to use the machines. We know what machines we're talking about. We should too. This past primary election, we had less than 26% of our voters turn out, but over 1,166,305 ballots were mailed out. It has been determined that the cost of each ballot mailed out, all in, is $19.50 each. But the sheer inefficiency of how we are sending out over 1 million ballots to our registered voters, and that doesn't include provisional ballots or same-day registrations, with a return of only about 26%, the true cost of each ballot is about $57. That is horribly expensive since it would cost less than $1 for a paper ballot. With a count of 305,853 votes in the past primary, divided by the number of precincts, that is an average of about 175 votes per precinct. Do you think 4 workers can handle that if we had that minimum amount at each precinct? Probably less than in a couple of hours. You could have a completed count to consolidate and announce results. Should it take 29 days of voting and 27 days to count the vote? We have less than 2 million potential voters in San Bernardino. France conducts same-day paper ballot picture ID elections with 63 million voters. And Argentina did it with 29 million. But we are in a downward spiral as far as elections are concerned. I have even heard people say, well, you're not in charge. You conservatives never win. So suck it up, Buttercup. Tragically, we have one-party rule and a tyrannical governor in this state because when we vote using the machines, the dirty voter rolls, and the lack of chain of custody of mail-in ballots, the gullibility of voters leads us to Democrat winners that accrue money, media, and accolades. And so it goes down the vortex. But we are going to submit a FOIA request for all tabulator scanner.
That's time.
Thank you very much. The next request to speak that I have is from Margaret Cashin. Excuse me, ma'am. It's Margaret's turn now. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm here to advocate for better animal welfare in San Bernardino County. Would like to thank Supervisor Hagman's office for all their hard work to improve animal welfare in the county, as well as Supervisor Cook. Appreciate him and his staff and all their support. Also, thanks to Josh Dugas and his team for all their work. They are doing a great job for the county and the residents. Regarding the leash law, wanted to bring up a few talking points. First, the updated ordinance. For community cats that have been impounded, upon determination that the community cat is healthy, it shall be sterilized, vaccinated for rabies, have its ear tipped, and then returned and released at or near the original point of pickup. It takes 30 days for the law to become effective after it passes. Does this mean after the law becomes effective, those healthy stray cats trapped and taken to the shelter should be fixed and released back to the community? Can this also apply to cats routed from the county to Apple Valley Animal Shelter since they come from unincorporated areas of the county? We observed that the contract amount with Apple Valley Animal Shelter increased by $1.1 million this year compared to last year. Can the TNVR, Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, and Release initiative in Apple Valley be implemented at the same time as DeVore and lead by the county? Hoping the county monitors how fast Apple Valley ramps up doing this, and we hope there aren't any delays. If this is the case moving forward, there would be no healthy, non-friendly cats in Apple Valley Animal Shelter, decreasing the intake volume, reducing the burden on the staff and the shelter, and improving the overall statistics since they will be fixed and released back. Number two, Apple Valley Animal Shelter has significantly neglected the efforts on the cat side. The outcomes for Apple Valley cats in 2024 may mirror those in 2023. According to the June disposition report at Apple Valley, from June 1st through June 18th, add up to 8 cats were adopted and rescued out of 180 live cats taken into the shelter. The evaluation process at Apple Valley is merely nominal. Based on our tracking, less than 5% of the adult cats are labeled as friendly. Those labeled as feral were euthanized swiftly when they legally can be. Given the lack of progress at Apple Valley Shelter, is it possible to continue routing these cats to DeVore before improvements are made, before the TNVR for community cats taken to the shelter is in place? Third, is it possible to add more space at the DeVore shelter? Despite efforts by rescues to pull out around 5 cats per day on average, the limited capacity of only 21 small kennels in the rescue-only room poses a risk of euthanizing cats due to space constraints during sudden influxes in intake. Currently, the shelter space is disproportionately allocated, with approximately 70–80% dedicated to dog kennels. This leaves our rescue-only room, which is roughly the size of 2 dog kennels, inundated with cats. The cramped conditions exacerbate the spread of communicable diseases among felines, leading to higher veterinary costs for rescues involved. On a regular basis, it's not uncommon.
That's time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is the last request to speak that I have. Our meeting today is adjourned. Our next meeting will be held here in Chambers at 10 a.m. on July